Hello there, this is Lammah again with one of those safe reviews, and I'm here again joined by Denley.
Yep,
We'll
I'm
be
back.
reviewing the Sydney safe, which is actually one of his favorites. So he'll be taking a little bit of a lead on describing the skins and start this up.
Yeah, this is just one of my favorite safes. Everything in it generally has attracted me, so I will kind of go through and explain them. And we'll kind of swap roles. Llama will act like me.
Yes.
So we'll start out with the Jocelyn over under Lead Dead Plaid. Um, this is a black plaid skin with a little bit of blue on it. I feel like it's a pretty good skin for a common, but
It has more details than what you would expect from a regular common, I guess. You see a little bit of a zipper near the stock. And it has a
yeah,
pattern, like you said, the plaid, which is most commons don't have a pattern. It's just usually colors of some sort or just
colors or small
material.
sticker themes.
Yeah. So it has a little bit more than the traditional things. Definitely. It's kind of classy. The blue and the dark black kind of go well together.
Yeah, I generally like the plaid. Sometimes it doesn't work, but it's a clean skin.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll go on to the Giwer Mosh Time. Uh, Still follows the plaid pattern, except with a blue instead of black this time.
Yep. It has.
Still has the zipper. Kind of seems like a copy paste, but still nothing.
They had a couple metal nails on the magazine and near the end of the barrel.
Oh, yeah.
And the ejection port has like a gray white plaid of some sort.
Oh, yeah. One thing that it seemed like a recurring theme through all of these is given it's not a uh, bolt or anything, but there's some wear where that you would switch from semi-automatic to
Oh yeah.
automatic. That
It's
and on the opposite side is where I noticed it first,
yeah the circle. It's yeah. Probably an overkill thing similar to the screws, I guess.
and a little bit on the stock, like where the stock and the main body come together.
Yeah, it's a little bit. It's again one of those pattern or gradient thing that Rex was talking about, like a low quality, the compression of some sort.
Yeah, I guess I've never really understood the technicals of it. I
I
just
don't
kind of
either.
accept it
Yeah.
because it's out of the creator's hands, so you just kind of have to go with it and accept it.
Yep. Glitchy payday stuff. Nothing we're not used about.
Okay. Next is the GL40 Poser Bash. This one goes back to the black plaid, except it adds more of a pink, reddish color
Yep. The
with
barrel
some
is all
bolts.
black. Yeah. A couple bolts on the player side. Yeah.
Yep.
But it's a pretty decent skin. I'm not crazy about the pink for me, but and there are better GL40s out there. But for like a common is actually pretty decent. Again, some
Yeah.
of the overkill issues on the out when you move from the pink to the plaid along the barrel looks
Yeah.
a little funky again.
Yeah, I don't I think I have this skin, but I don't really use it a whole lot just because there's better skins you can get for the GL40
Yeah, by
or
far.
just other super skin swapper
Yeah, it's a weapon that goes
attachment.
well with Super Skin Swapper overall.
Yeah. And a lot of these Sydney skins tend to copy the plaid over,
Yeah,
so they all work really well.
and the grenade inside it's yellow.
Oh, yeah, that's with almost every skin. It
Yeah,
changes to yellow. Oh. And next was the Leo pistol. It's blue plaid, and black.
a little bit of a metal, silver metal finish on some of the parts, like the trigger and the ejection port again. It has a little bit of a sheen to it.
Yeah, it this one just seems like it copies a lot of the same themes, just applied here. It
You
has a
have
lot
the,
of the wear around the grip.
yeah, that is again the edge. That's pretty bad. You have the three nails again, metal things on the player side, but not on the other side.
Yeah, I never noticed these when I've played with the skin.
Yeah,
Or
I noticed them today
uh,
more.
yeah, I haven't noticed them as much when with any of these. Just I guess I don't pay attention to the skins as closely.
I was never a
When
fan of this one too much. I think I like the Jimmy
I
one
don't
earlier.
mind it, but I get it. The plaid doesn't really seem to go along with the textures of the
Yeah,
slide. It has those arrows along the side, and
yeah, maybe
it
it should have
just,
been sideways or something. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
or they could have done a different pistol, but I think they just wanted a Leo, so
Or maybe that's what they had available at the time. On Leon, they didn't have a whole lot of weapons you could scan.
yeah.
From what I understand, it took a while for them to start making others.
And next is the pistol crossbow, dog eat dog. It seems to carry the same plaid, just this time at a 45-degree angle with some grayish black.
Yeah, it's pretty simple overall.
It, yeah, it
Per-
generally seems like they just applied a gray black to almost everything and then just plaid.
that's it. Yeah, not even a single sticker or any single detail to it. That's all you get. The Jimmy one had a little bit more to it, but it wasn't
Yeah,
common.
it just even like the little touches like the arrows in the back and
This one has nothing. Yeah,
there's yeah, it's just it honestly kind of seems empty.
a little bit boring.
I I have this one for a super skin swapper because I do like the plaid,
It's a
the blue
narrower
plaid,
plaid. Yeah,
and then you can apply that elsewhere, but I don't use it for this gun.
yeah. Actually, I never tried
I,
it on others. Yeah. Actually,
I forget what it's good on, but
if you look at the metal part in the back, it has a kind of metallic plaid to it, like the metal loop that goes around the back.
oh yeah,
I thought it was just plain metal, but it actually has plaid on it.
I think that's just continued on from the body.
Okay, even though it's not the same color.
It could,
Oh, I see. No, they didn't align it with the body, or maybe they tried. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's the same plaid, I think, just different color. Weird.
Wait, where are you talking about?
Oh, the metal
I could,
loop that goes around the back, above the grip, and all along the blue plaid. It's like a metal, thick metal bar.
oh, I thought you were talking about somewhere else. Oh, yeah,
It's not
huh,
obvious, but it has plaid on it.
yeah, I just realized that. Huh.
Not sure what the purpose on this one. Feels odd to do that on the metal part, but
Yeah, I think they could have just stuck with the metal,
yeah, just
kept it more of a simple skin.
yeah, or even give it a color. I don't know, pink or whatever.
They tend to like pink in this safe.
Yes,
And we'll go on to the next one. It's the CMP Osterberg.
I don't
It's
know what that means.
I don't know either. Just a pink plaid with blue grip.
I was never a big fan of this one, mostly because it's a pink, maybe. Even though
Yeah,
it's classic plaid.
this it didn't really appeal to me. There never was much on it that
Look, yeah,
appealed, and then the grip just kind of sticks out to me.
that's all it has really, to be honest.
Yeah,
I
there's
don't I don't think it's ever been a very popular skin either. Even though that was the first CMP skin, it was the only one for a pretty long time, I think, until the wig safe, pretty much. I think. I don't know if there was one before actually. I would have to check. Again, we have the issue with the screws, but that's no kill thing again. The screws are so bad on this one. Wow. And the CMP for a long time was not a particularly good weapon. Anyway, it's better now.
what my computer froze up a little bit.
Whoops.
So we'll just go on to the next one. The M1014 Brain Dead. It's a much more advanced plaid with some more wild text.
A little bit
If
more
you wanna
pink. Yeah.
talk about this a little bit.
Oh, me? Oh.
Yeah,
Well, definitely, like you said, it's definitely a more detailed plaid with stripes to it. A little pink detail on the sides, barrel. Uh, I'm not sure what the text means, like easy peasy, modern nation, suicidal zombies, and the cross. I'm not familiar with the symbolism. Maybe I should have looked it up. But some of the art definitely looks a little bit more girly, I guess.
yeah, it almost seems like just her canvas. She just wrote, drew whatever she wanted.
It doesn't
Um,
wrap particularly well around the gun, but on the player side, it actually looks pretty convincing.
yeah, I like this one just because I don't know. It's just something about it. It's wild
I like the metal
and
sheen finish on the pleat,
and
the plaid.
it fits
Yeah.
Sid's style.
No, I think so. I think it's actually a pretty popular skin overall. I think it went up in price lately, and it's pretty detailed for an uncommon actually. The pattern and all
Yeah,
the writings and the different colors is unusual,
yeah, it's very detailed for
and
an
I like the
uncommon.
like it's slightly shiny blue, kind of like that. A lot of people like the shiny metal anyway. Humans.
Yeah,
It was still never my favorite 1014, but that's just a personal taste there.
I never opened a good condition. I always got battle worns, and the
Oh wow.
battle worn was very roughed up
Yeah,
and not like not the Sid way of roughing it up. It's just
too
it
much.
just looked bad. And then next is the GSPS 12 Happy Cynic. Um, it had almost like a graffiti down the barrel, and then uh, pink and what looks to be like a dark pink stripes
Yeah, they kind
on the
of
back
flashy purple, pink. Yeah,
with a fishnet
fishnet on the
or a pump action.
yeah, a little smiley with crosses or
Yep.
cross-eyed, and of course like a nail pattern on the main body. That's on both sides for this time. For me, like the stock reminds me of a little bit of some kind of old school socks. I don't know if you remember
Yeah,
that. Remind me of that a little bit.
this is probably my favorite skin in the safe,
Wow.
other than the Anarcho, just because it always super skin swaps. and the barrel of it, whenever you apply it to any other barrel, it looks beautiful. It's given it's a wild skin, so you're expecting a wild
Yeah, it's gonna flash.
copy
Yeah.
over, but it always just it's a reliable for me, and it just I like the blue barrel with the pink here,
That goes well together, definitely.
and then the little smiley face always copies over.
Oh, it does copy over well?
More picky. It doesn't always copy over well, but
Yeah.
it always likes to make an appearance.
Somewhere at least.
Yeah,
It's a popular skin that went up the past few months quite a bit. But Sydney, of course, is one of the most rare saves anyway. So there's not a whole lot of skins out there. Overall, it comes together pretty well, definitely. And it uses the shape of the gun well. It wraps around the gun when you flip it around pretty decently. So it's a decent skin. I like other GSPS, but this one is pretty good.
yeah. This one's probably my favorite out of all, but I it's just like that gut feeling. It just I like it. I like it very much.
Yeah, it's so flashy that it's not definitely not for everybody.
We'll go on to the next one. Baby Deagle Minor Threat. This one once again uses the wild blue text on the slide with a red stripe that carries through the handle like a zigzag. A little bit of a chrome on some of the features and marker.
Yep. The red stripe doesn't carry on the other side, sadly.
No, it only seems to be on the player side.
Yeah, sad. Yeah, that's a little bit of a drawback, but it's still a pretty decent skin.
I I've never been quite as attracted to it because I've never gotten one. Plus, when I got the Agrosin from the Jimmy safe, this one just kind of got overlooked.
It's definitely Zagrosin is a little bit more going for it, I think. But it's still a pretty good skin. It actually, that's the first that actually involves red, I think.
Yeah, the stripe seems a little pixelated though.
Yeah, that's texture issues. Yeah,
Other than that, the slide is still really nice looking.
yeah, metal finish.
Has
When
that blue sheen to it, that shine.
it's another popular skin I think that people still look for.
There's not really much else to say.
Nope,
It,
that's relatively simple overall. So
yeah. Next is the Predator Anti-Life. This is another one that has really attracted to me. It has red X's throughout on the pump action and the main body, and some black and blue throughout, and what looks to be some uh, almost like diamond studs.
yep, very punk for sure. You can see a couple of the nails on the stock too if you like look on the top of it. It's kind of hard to see.
Yeah, there's a few on top.
And the studs are on the barrel, on the bottom of the barrel too.
This is another one that I really liked.
Yep, I like this one when I was using the Predator a whole lot. I used to use that skin quite a bit. I like the kind of contrast between the light blue and the black and red.
I really like the specifically the X's just thrown out there. Just it's another one where it just seems like Sid just
She's
she
counting the
designed her own
victims.
skin.
How many dozers she got with it or something?
She must have gotten quite a few then.
Well, 9 at least.
Yeah. This one also tends to super skin swap decently well.
Yeah,
The studs make it kind of difficult to get one that looks nice, but it works really well on the Commando 553. It applies the X equally on the front grip.
nice. Yeah, I haven't tried this one much on Super Skin Swap.
So we will carry on to the rares, starting with the Falcon middle finger handout. Another one with a nice plaid, or more of an advanced plaid with pink and black and some features like the skull on the magazine and an A plus on the stock.
That's quite a bit more studs also and nails.
Oh, there's quite a few studs along the stock specifically.
Yeah.
I really like the style of the magazine specifically. It just
Oh yeah.
pops out.
It makes a gun, I think.
This is another one I don't think I've ever unboxed, but it's just it's kind of appealed to me, but just it doesn't. The only downside that I really have is it doesn't copy over to the other side of the magazine well, especially on the
Yeah.
magas or
They,
the other
yeah.
side of the gun, especially the magazine
They could have
and
tried
the
to
stock.
mirror it. Yeah. The stock doesn't either. The stock is pretty plain on the other side, which is kind of lame in a way.
They could have continued the stud pattern,
Yeah.
probably.
At least the studs. Yeah.
Yeah,
But no, it's just cut off clear. Nothing happens. Even the studs on the body are not on the other side. It's just like, okay, we
yeah.
worked on the player side
Just
and that's
it
it.
just blanks out on the opposing side.
Yeah. I do like that though, that when you look at the site, it's a nice combination of pink and blue and black, which adds
Yeah,
a feel of complexity, I guess.
it's another one of those skins that just seems to have a lot going for it, and it just there's a lot to it, and it just I don't know. I like skins that just keep my eyes busy, but
There's some screws with a weird with actually plaid, it's a blue plaid pattern near the barrel. Actually, if you look at them in the gray part that holds the
oh
barrel,
yeah,
some of the screws have the weird pattern on them, which is very strange. It's
that
like
is
an
kind of weird.
oversight. It's like they forgot to remove the pattern from it.
Probably, to be honest.
And on the non-player side, there's a piece of stud on the clip, on the bottom of the clip that kind of sticks out. It's kind of funny.
Hmm.
I mean, they did put
Yeah,
a lot
I
of effort on this thing, but
a lot of effort, yeah, but I think with the more effort they put into it, the more little mistakes kind of fell through.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Classic overkill.
Yeah.
Either way, we'll carry on to the strict offensive monarch. This one is definitely unique. It has a really nice blue with a skull and almost like a flag sticker.
Australian, English flag of some sort.
Yeah, the British flag pops out at first, but then you could also apply like I believe an Australian flag. Don't get angry at me, but I guess I don't know my flags quite as well.
I think the Australian flag does include the British one, I believe. But
I think it does. I think there's like different variations for the countries around that area.
yep, the Australian flag has a little English flag on the upper left. Yep.
Nice. And I'm not wrong. This one also seems to feature some special studs.
Yep, little
It
skull
has like
stars things.
skull with, yeah, looks like spike balls
And
to
these are
me.
not pixelated, which is kind of cool.
It's definitely a surprise. Also, I noticed the magazine has a similar style
I think it's
to
the
some of the
same.
other skins, except red
Yeah.
with the wild text.
It does spell one word pretty nicely on the other side.
I have Super Skin Swapper on that takes off attachments, so I can't
Oh, it
quite
does
see
say
that.
Spucket in pretty big and readable.
Yeah, well, I'll give them credit on that. They really hit the skin style off.
Does it do that? Like the little blue star, white stars are part of the flag also. So it's definitely a more patriotic skin, I think. Like you
Yeah,
said. Yeah. I do like the skin. I kind of buy it on and off. I play with it, I sell it, I play with it again. It's love hate
it's
story, I guess.
it's one where I've unboxed it, but uh I didn't really enjoy Strick at that time, so I sold it. It
It's a
was a
lot
well
better
used,
now.
so
Yeah.
I it how did I put it? I still didn't like the wear of it, but
Oh yeah.
part of me wishes I kept it.
It's not too hard to get. The lightly marked actually get pretty cheap once in a while.
Hmm,
I'd have to look because I have one right now. I didn't look it.
I'll have to look into that.
Let me see very quick.
How does the stock look? Since I can't quite see it.
Trying to locate it.
Looks like the stock is just the same
The
grayish black.
lightly marked looks. Yeah, the stock is still gray. The lightly marked look pretty good, I have to say.
Hmm.
I can't really tell how. Maybe a little bit more on the clip, but not really. It looks pretty good, I have to say. The barrel has a little bit of wear, not much. LM looks pretty nice, I have to say. Yeah. Back to the safe.
Either way, we'll go on to the next skin. It's the Uzi Spewer. It has the same spiky skull as before, with the red um, text pattern along the main body, a few studs here and there, and a little bit of writing, or maybe not writing, but a sticker on the magazine.
Yeah, just like a cross, a circle cross, which I
Yeah,
don't
like
know
a
the meaning
circled
of.
cross.
And like a zipper pattern, I guess, around the bottom of the clip. Looks.
Yeah, it looks like a zipper.
If you turn around, the clip has the end of something like AY. It
Yeah, I
might be
see
part
that.
of another pattern. But
True. I don't remember what it would be part of though. So,
yeah, I do like because it's red, black, and white.
oh, I just
It's
realized something. On the
yeah,
stock, there's on the opposing side, there's just a slight bit of zipper.
yeah. There is a zipper on the player side. Yeah, but at least they put the X on the opposite side for some reason. They they thought about adding them there. And a like stocking white grip on the front. It's a pretty popular skin that I used to have for a long time, actually. And you can see the full skull of the art from the Australian flag.
Oh yeah, I see this. I see the zipper now. Yeah, this one, another once again, another one I have yet to unbox, but I I always kind of wanted it, but it's never really been the biggest since I got the Scarface
Yeah,
Uzi. That one is clean enough as is, and this one, I wish the pattern was a little more prominent, like it stuck out more. It kind of just blends into me.
it's maybe too little, too small, maybe.
I'm thinking not enough contrast between
Oh
the
yeah, the two
darker
and the
portions and the lighter
light.
portions.
Yeah,
If that was a little bit more, if that stood out a little more, I would probably have more of an interest for it. It's a
yeah,
clean skin, as is, but more of a personal preference, I guess.
yeah. It's a rather popular skin overall. A little less than it used to be because it's been replaced by others, but it's still up
Yeah.
there overall. And there's a fair bit of detail, but nowhere near as much detail as, like, let's say, the middle finger, for example.
And we will carry on to the epics. We'll start with the Shimano 88 barbed wire. This is one that I unboxed and broken in, and I loved it, and then
Nice.
I sold it. But either way, it it has the plaid along the black plaid along the grip with a pink text with some really interesting stickers. I really like the style of those stickers.
Like the bullets and the skulls.
The bullets, the barbed wire, the nukes, the uh, X's, all of it.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, and they did follow the attachment. At least the one I can see here, the compensators they put.
I keep accidentally bumping to go to the market. I want to preview the skin, not go to the market. I also like the Fury on the clip. It's something really small that you really won't see much in game, but it just adds to the
It's a preview, yeah.
anarchist style. It's just a skin that I've always kind of liked, but
I like it
I
too.
I
I go,
sold it early on, and I don't use Shimano 88. It's a good skin, but for a gun that's a little iffy.
underwhelming, yeah.
Yeah,
I
I've noticed that these skins tend to go for quite a price, though.
Yeah, they take very long time to go, so that's the thing because there's so few of them. I
Well, there's
yeah.
not really much that I can pick out other than the screws being pixelated on the
Oh,
edge.
the screws are always wacky most of the time. Yeah. No, there's no real flaws. They did a pretty good job, like using a pretty clean texture that's not pixelated overall. So that's actually pretty nice. You can see a little bit of barbed wire, thin barbed wire on the non-player side on the clip, the pink clip. On the opposite side, it has a
Yeah,
little bit of white barbed wire, which is not on the other side for some reason, which is kind of interesting. Maybe they didn't think about it, or maybe you see it more when you play. I don't know. I've never really paid attention to that. Overall, it's a pretty nice, very detailed skin, which is kind of cool.
for sure. And we'll carry on to the Cobra Angry Silence.
Oh, it's my turn, right?
Uh,
Yeah. So this
what?
one, oh, it was my turn to describe this one, I suppose.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, this one has a kind of blue stocking on the grip, just a metal blue black uh, pattern to the clips. The body is purple metal, kind of shiny with a triple blue X's and a little kind of funny cartoony skull with bones on it. And the non-player side has a little bit of the, which is surprising me for Overkill a little bit. I think a little bit of the Union Jack in blue and a couple crosses and blue marks on the opposite side, which is kind of interesting that they actually worked on something on the other side. But overall, it comes together pretty well. if you like blue and pink, I suppose.
Yeah, the one thing I that just kind of generally sticks out to me as odd is on the magazine, or at least for the base magazine, there's just three of the bolts or like dots that they've added
Yeah.
throughout the skins, and it doesn't really show up anywhere else. It just seems out of place to me.
Yeah.
Like it fits for the grip, but
For the clip, it's weird a little bit. I could see that. They would better be off on the body almost. On the black part of the body. Hmm. Actually, there is a. If you flip the skin around and look between the two clips, because my version is the one with two clips, I can see here. There's a half a nail on it for some reason
hmm.
that they forgot there.
Overall, I think it's a pretty good skin.
It's a less detailed on the
It's
barbed wire, but it's pretty good. Yeah.
I I feel like it should have been a little lower, like maybe epic or something, but I I don't know. Like I feel like the middle finger could have easily bumped its way up
Probably,
if they
yeah.
fixed it a little bit.
If you look on, if you like tilt the gun forward, um, you'll see a little white skull in the black square in the middle between the two bars.
Give me just a second.
It's kind of weird.
Let me quick preview it.
It's like a tiny, tiny skull in a rectangle on the top part of the gun.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what it's
I
doing here,
that
but
is something I swear you would never see in game. It's
oh
just
yeah,
I don't have a problem with that. It's I like when there's little hints here or there about whatever about the skin. One that pops to my mind is this. I believe it's Community 4 or Community 5. The Spectre. It was a
yeah.
Dersushi skin on the opposite side of the gun, right where the where you'd put the ammo in. He just added .exe. There's a little hint to
Oh yeah,
Dersushi.exe.
that's
It's
his,
just a little something. It's
like a
I
signature.
like that little touch. And we will go on to my favorite skin of all of Payday, the Anarcho. Sadly, I do not have it. Thankfully, Llama has it.
Thankfully, yeah, it's a hard one to get.
Yeah, very. This one is a black and gold with a gold plaid and a lot of special parts to it. Has the Sydney skull with some barbed wire, some bullets, and a really cool lace on the grip
You also have
and a
like
zipper on the top.
the zipper on the top, and you have a couple of those kind of star skull studs here and there, especially
Yep.
on the grip. And I think it's part of all the judges or not, but it has like if you flip the barrel towards you, you see like a kind of Hello Kitty kind of type face on it.
Yeah.
It's part of the custom part, I think,
Yeah, that's part of the custom.
which is not surprising for Sydney, I suppose.
I think almost everything about this is custom. Maybe not everything, but there's a lot of custom.
Do you think the grip
I
is
j-
custom?
um
I would have to
I
look and as a judge to find out.
let me quick see.
I can look at regular judge.
Um
Oh, it might be. Yeah, it looks like a custom grip.
yeah,
I never thought it was custom actually. Hmm.
it's a lot of it just seems to be custom. Another thing that I really like about this skin specifically is it also works with the custom reinforced frame if you have mods that allow you to change legendaries.
Oh, it works with it? You can put it, it still
It
keeps the
does work
Sydney
with it.
face on it?
Well, the custom reinforced frame, I'm not going to try it out since I don't have the skin anymore. I just happen to have the model
Well, I
of it
can
still.
try it if it doesn't crash me.
If I remember right, it keeps generally the
Oh,
style,
it keeps
but
the custom mod to it. Yeah.
yeah, it keeps well,
The body
if I
becomes all
remember
gold.
right, the gray Sydney stuff on the front is almost like a barrel extension.
It is, yeah.
Barrel
It
extension or laser, I don't remember.
it makes the whole body gold, pretty much. And it looks like it has little blue lasers on the sides, which is kind of interesting. Huh, that's kind of
Yeah,
interesting.
another little thing that I really like is aiming down sights. It's a different looking sight. It's maybe not the best. It's a little bulky, but it's clean. I There's something about it that I really, really enjoy
Yeah, I don't really
about it.
use the sights on a judge. That's my thing. Maybe I should use those more.
I use the sights a lot.
And yeah, close quarters, I don't use the sights too much. I usually hit fire a lot. Interesting. Yeah, I didn't know that mod would work with it, the custom body.
I
It's a
remember
little
them
too
updating
gold.
it with a lot of the mods that they did during Crime Fest.
Yeah,
They updated it and um, made them compatible with skins.
yeah. They didn't do it with this one though. Still, it just picks up the gold and that's it.
Yeah,
But it's
at
normal. It's
least
not
it
supposed to
still
modify it.
generally fits the skin.
Yeah, it fits all the other ones, but since we're not supposed to modify this, it probably didn't bother with it, which makes sense. So definitely one of the most thought after skin out there, for sure.
Yeah, a lot of people when they're looking to start trading, they don't realize how expensive the Anarcho is, and it's their top goal, which I'm not going to say that you can't make it there, but you have to put a lot of money down for it.
Resources, I'll spend a lot of time trading to trade up, and it's still, yeah,
Yeah,
it's very difficult because now you have to either wait for your luck on the market, hope one will show up, and even then the market is kind of locked by people with bids on there anyway, pretty high, or be lucky and meet someone who has it, but that is even harder, I think. And the best
yeah,
option
it's
is to
quite
wait for a
rare.
collector. Go ahead. Sorry, I cut you off.
Oh no, I was just saying it's quite rare. It's just you don't see it much.
We know about 5 or 6, I believe. Mint, two lightly marked, one well used, and two battle warns. I think that's what we know of.
I even at Battle Worn, it was a skin I liked
Oh yeah,
because the wear of it, other than the chamber, the wear of it generally fit the color of the skin. So like the plaid on the brass knuckles was gold underneath. The body was a grayish black. Like you
yeah,
could tell there's wear, but it generally fit.
yeah,
The chamber or the yeah was a black underneath. So either black or gray or something along that line. So you could tell it was definitely worn. But I still loved the skin. I used it so much.
I got a mint pogo time. It's my first save, I guess. Not the skin I would like to have, but
There's also some writing on the brass knuckles for
oh,
the
there's right. Oh
Anarcho.
yes, that's right. Let me go back to that.
Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
Oh god, I got a mint CMP. Getting mints from the Sydney safe. I can't complain about that.
Yeah, I've I've definitely noticed with a lot of the Sid skins is that they generally put a lot of time in making them, and it's a shame that they weren't down the market
Yeah.
or dropping for longer.
Now I'm showing the marking on the brass knuckles. No, I am to become Death, the destroyer of worlds. Yeah, we forgot to mention that, but that was a nice touch to it that they forgot.
I think I've talked about everything about the gun.
Pretty much, I think the gold trigger.
The gold features. The
And it's a nice gold. It's not like the Midas, it's kind of orangish gold.
yeah. I feel like the Anarcho gold and the Apex gold are the best
The
gold.
molar is a little bit more flashy, but not bad also.
Eh, I didn't have the Mauler for long.
Oh, you had one, yeah.
I had one honestly for about a week.
It's a little bit more dull gold. It's not as warm. I'm looking at it right now.
Given in that week, I did use it
It's pretty
quite a lot.
similar though. I still use mine quite a bit when I bring the saw, all this kind of thing. It's really good for that.
It well the the gun itself is very nice, having the grenade launcher and the rifle. It's very effective.
Trying my search safe. Oh, brain dead. Lightly marked. Do you have one?
Ooh, it's pretty good.
A little bit of wear on the barrel, but a little bit on the stock. No, it looks pretty decent, I have to say. A little bit of scratches. It's hard to tell though. In game, you wouldn't be able to tell, most likely. And another pogo time.
Your favorite skin?
Yes, totally. I use that every day. Oh yeah, Battleborn. No, that's really kind of beat up. You can still see models of plat pattern though, which is interesting, but not pretty. Lead Dead Plaid, Jocelyn. I'm probably gonna get all uncommons again. Well used. Oh, that's right. Jocelyn has a weird kind of scratched up stock. Like it's like they scraped the paint off of it. I don't remember if you saw that. It happens to all the Jocelyn skins in lower conditions. It feels like the stock is scraped off or something. In the case of Sydney Safe, it's just a black hole, pretty much. Black surface with nothing. And the blue on the body is definitely wear out quite a bit.
I will have to look at that.
So close to the middle finger, but no. Osterberg, lightly marked. Well, not bad. A little bit of grip wear, a little bit of trigger wear. A couple scratches on the main body, but it's pretty clean overall. Not a nice skin either way though. Mush time.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean. All
I
I
don't.
have is a lightly marked lead dead, and I can just start it. I can start seeing the scraping of it.
Which is weird. Yeah.
It's an interesting uh, style of doing it.
Mush time well used. Quite a bit of wear around the grip, weight, stock, body. Not particularly pretty.
Lately, with like the M1 Grand, or the Gland, and MP40, the wear patterns almost, like how it wears, has been really rough.
Oh, they made it
Especially
worse.
MP40, you go from mint to lightly marked and you can tell the difference.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing a few of those in the Aldstone safe,
Yeah.
and some of them were pretty rough. Yeah, I got a stat poser bash broken in, which takes the wear somewhat okay because it's kind of dark anyway. A little bit of scratches on the stock, but the pink is actually surprisingly survives. Next one. And then there's a lovely Pogo time. Lightly marked. Well, the front of the barrel has a little bit of wear for sure. The rest is pretty nice. Even the trigger looks decent, which is kind of strange, but the barrel is not so great on the front. Oh, I didn't receive my scan. Oh shit, I was close to the Angry Silence, but I got a Happy Cynic.
Happy Cynic is still pretty good.
Lightly marked.
Ooh.
The stock has a little bit of wear, but it's not bad at all. The blue pattern has a little bit of wear here and there, so it's a pump action. But it looks pretty good overall. That's pretty nice. Is that one you want in a better condition? Or do you have one?
Which one?
Happy Cynic?
I have that in mint.
Oh, that's
I
right.
purposely went out to try finding.
Oh, stat
Mhm.
Happy Cynic. With a very long drilling. Lightly marked stat. I can't complain about that. Maybe I'll keep the lightly marked for myself. Mush time. Got a few uncommons, which is not bad with this safe. Lightly marked mush time. It's hard to tell if anything is really wrong with it. It looks pretty good lightly marked. That's pretty good. Two brain daves in a row. I'm gonna get one of them.
Okay.
Lightly marked brain dead again, which we just saw. Do you want one of those? I have two now.
Huh. I wouldn't mind. Considering all I ever opened was Battle Worn and Battle Worn Stat Boost.
Oh wow, we need to sell
Uh,
those.
the Battle Worn Stat Boost took way too long to sell. Like
Yeah.
I understood that the Stat Boost doesn't mean, oh my gosh, you got $20 more, but
No, it's
I
20.
was selling it. Way back. I think I was selling it below the Battle Worn, and still no
It wouldn't
buyers.
go. Yeah, the stats are
Which
rough. Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people put stat boost as like, yeah, I don't want that. I want to just put my own stat boost.
Yeah, that is a lot
But if I
better.
find a skin with stat boost for cheaper than the regular one, I'm gonna get the stat boost. It doesn't matter, because if you apply your own, it's just the one that you put on will copy over.
Yeah. Got an Osterberg Battle Worn, and that shit is really busted. A lot of the pink is really gone, especially from the opposite side. And the grip is pretty much gray again. Anyway. Speaking of stats, yeah, Overkill still doesn't get that people don't want stat scans. Because it's pointless. They could make something more interesting, like even just a cosmetic to it. I don't know, like a glow or whatever. I don't know how they could do it. Or even just remove it and make life a lot simpler. Oh
I feel
god,
like the only
wow.
place they could really technically keep stat boost is on legendaries,
Yeah?
because for the general public, they can't change anything on them. maybe with the newer ones, since they're customizable, they could just remove it, but
Yeah.
or even have it like the COP stats where there's like the plus experience and
Or just an
accuracy or
experience
whatnot.
boost or something. Hmm. Well used poker time. That's bigger.
Or maybe have like a little bit extra experience boost.
But then
So
people
maybe
will be
not
up
the
in arms if we do boosts and stuff.
what?
If you put like experience boost on skins, yeah. Although you can get your own also. Well used again. Oh god. When is it much time? Ooh, battle worn. That stuff is rough. I have one save or two left. And pulse a bash. Battle worn. Oh no, now the pink starts to get used. But the broken in was looking pretty nice before overall. That's definitely showing a lot of scratching. Last save, Anarcho maybe? Nope.
Yes, please.
As opposed to bash.
But I said please, so
Yeah, that part. Broken in pose a bash. I was talking about that one looking decent, but that's my only comfort today. And I guess, I don't know if you have any final comments for this one, for this save
I
altogether.
wish it was out longer.
Yeah,
That's
that was like a couple weeks, I think.
oh, it was not out for very long.
Yes, I don't know why
Uh,
they did that. They could have let it go until Biker and then switch over, but they didn't.
yeah, that would have really given the skins in it wouldn't have been quite as expensive and rare, but at the same time, it it would be nice to have more people
Yeah,
use the skins.
but even as an example, you can see all the
Sure.
Jimmy, the Body, and the Wolf skins. They
Yeah,
still, the very few legendaries and epics are worth at least 20 or something dollars on average.
yeah. I overall I really like the skins in the safe. It's just they're overall clean. They follow a really nice pattern
Very
with
consistent.
quite the
Yeah,
variety and quite the amount of fuckets.
a lot of different patterns and stickers.
Yeah,
There's quite a bit of work went in it, and I can appreciate that. I don't like all the skins in it, but I certainly like a fair amount of them. And definitely probably one of the best legendaries to be made so far.
probably one of my favorite safes. Actually, no, it is my favorite safe.
I still have to debate which one would be my favorite save yet. Because I like skins in almost every save, so that's my problem.
Yeah,
And I guess that we'll be wrapping it up for today then. And thank you, Denley, for joining me on this adventure again.
of course.
And maybe we'll move on with some maybe newer save, maybe old save. We haven't decided for the next ones yet. That was a last drill save, so everything after that is up to us to decide what we can do. We could even take suggestions if people are interested in us reviewing certain saves. And that's it for today. Thank you and for watching, and have a good one.